Hello, everyone. Welcome to this reading, this timeless message today. Um, I'm your channeler, your host, Cosmo. And before we get into it too much, um, which is it's gonna go along with the reading as well, is but before we get into that, I was gonna explain, encourage comments and questions. I'm not really one to be inclined to explain myself inherently too much, so questions always help. Um, and what else? Oh darn, that must be going on. Oh, and I wanted going back to speaking of explaining myself a little bit is the whole like take the best and dump the rest. So I got that from a wise woman named Terry Cole Whittaker. And she actually has books. I listen to her What You Think of Me Is None of My Business audiobook, and that one is very powerful. It's got affirmations that you can add to your daily life and practice and rituals at the end of every chapter. And I like how far reaching and broad the book of like subjects it touched on, even to like raising children and taking like how to incorporate that in a more like how spirituality can help and assist and play a role in that. Just got some sage and chamomile and whatnot on this. Thanks to my stepmom, Teresa. Shout out. Thank you for supporting me in my craft and practice. So yeah, definitely check that out. Definitely leave comments, ask questions. Love them. I would love to hear more feedback. And then what's been coming through today is they just want a piece of you. And that ties into, which reminds me, I wanted to mention a book called Codependent No More as well, since, like, especially since we're going into this topic, where you can realize start tapping into like and being aware what your true empathy is, power of empathy as a light worker or shaman or witch or religious teacher, spiritual counselor, however you identify. But identifying if that's like your role or something you're wanting to take on in this life is like realizing when you're actually being empathetic, but when actually you're mistaking that for empathy when it's really codependency. And that book, Codependent No More, and I'll have to link that. I know I still need to link the deck, the Saint Jinx, in the last video. My apologies. 3D's been trying to distract me with a lot of things, but I'm making it a goal that I still get on here and at least record, even if I don't do all the smaller details quickly. But like I was saying, that book helped where you could really see like what codependency really is, and understanding its mechanics and like all the different ways, shapes, and forms it can take. It actually literally has like a questionnaire that you do on yourself to assess how codependent you are, but not just that, but where codependent traits you tend to have, because not everyone has the same traits and not everyone has all the traits. So, and just that right there, I'm sure will be an aha moment for a lot. But yes, let's get into this message. So they just want a piece of you. So as you're like stepping more into this authenticity and having more mind and heart coherence, it's going to inevitably, like, it makes you more magnetic, and if what comes along with that is also you start to learn discernment and you usually not not in a malicious sense or anything like toxic, but it's like you realize like what kind of energy people you like, how much time you want to spend with certain kinds of energy and people, if at all. um and so it's like some people they have less access or they lose access to you in certain ways, and so that sometimes makes you more desirable, especially like if they have codependency issues. I It can definitely be related. And so keeping that in mind, it's like even if it's only a negative piece of you they can get, they'll be happy just with that. And that's not always the best thing for you. So what do we do in that situation, Spirit? So I got my Children of Litha deck. Who is this by again? Hold on. Children of Litha. Who is you again? Alexandria Huntington. So then I can link that too. I like it. It's like a summary deck, and I haven't really used it much since the summer. So I definitely wanted to make sure I got it out on the channel. So Spirit, let's see. What do you have for us today? What can we do? What can you share any more details on why they want a piece of you and what we can do about it to still maintain our integrity, our honor, and our boundaries if that's what we desire to do? Because remember, you always have that choice. And I always say, yeah, have a good choice in mind, but follow your heart in the end. I know that can be easier said than done though. And that's what's sometimes fun, is experimenting with that. I don't know if y'all ever experiment with that sometimes. So what do you got for us? Ooh, it's flying out. We have the Magician. So yeah, as you're creating this mind and heart coherence, it's also as within, so without, as above, so below. So it's also affecting the as above, so below aspect, which is what the Magician's about. In this one, I'll show you because it's a unique deck. It's a little different, but he's drinking from a divine cup that's used to catch the energy from above, and then he's got the sword to direct it in his right hand. He also holds, because this one's got 4 arms, so he's also holding the staff, and then on the other hand he's got a crystal. So it's also symbolizing all 4. He's literally right in his hands. He has all 4 of the elements. And then he's got the pinnacle. This one is a pinnacle of Ishtar, which is a 7-pointed star, I believe. Wait, no, 8-pointed. 8-pointed, my bad. And so you're in balance. You're in this alignment. And so it's just saying that, like, this is part of alignment. That is essentially what it is saying. Just this is part of the alignment process. This is just a byproduct, an inevitable byproduct. Especially if you're jumping timelines. And I get jumping timelines energy. This might be someone's feeling heartbreak over this. So who's feeling heartbreak over this? We have the Hermit and the Hermit in reverse. And then we have the 6 of Wands in reverse. So what I'm getting is that this is making someone feel alone at times, kind of lonely. And the message I'm getting with that, with the Six of Wands in reverse, oh wait, no, it was upright. With the Six of Wands upright, my apologies. It was because you're standing in your power. Because on this card, that's right. I forget this is not traditional Rider-Waite, but you got the Magician right there. I mean the Hermit right there. Sorry. And with that in reverse, you're coming out of this Hermit mode, and you're looking good. You're all in alignment. So you're like, and you're being authentic and standing in that power with the Six of Wands. It's, and in this one, you don't even have anyone holding those other wands. I think normally in the traditional, there's others holding the wands. But like I was saying, so it's like some people are kind of feeling heartbroken, but I think it's also a little coming from you, but it's definitely, I think, coming from other people more. But that also, with that empathy, like you might be feeling that as well. Or maybe realizing like how some people have been actually playing a role in your life might be a little bit heartbreaking to some of us in the collective. What can we do about this? What should we do and what should we not do, Spirit? Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Ugh. Okay. Gotta stop it with the cards. Okay. What should we do or not do, Spirit? Actually, I'm getting grab another deck. And I'm going for my Celtic Dragon Tarot by DJ Conway. If you're in the Dragons, you gotta know about DJ Conway. Ooh, these ones are a little bit more slippery. Okay, we have Knight of Cups. Use that beautiful imagination. And follow your passions. So like essentially what I was saying in the beginning is follow that heart in this situation. It's the only thing that can see the whole picture. And when in doubt, just follow your heart, follow your passions, your romances, like what makes your heart sing. That's what you should focus on. And what should we not focus on? So I have Ace of Pentacles in reverse. And what that tells me, so usually Ace of Pentacles is the sign of like the beginning. And I think it's definitely still got some of that energy, but I think it's showing up in reverse as saying that it's also recognizing that there is an ending. So let things fall away. Like you are definitely in this in between is what I'm getting with it. Like I feel like this card could also came up with an Ace of Pentacles upright, but it purposely showed itself downward facing to show that you're in this in between where a cycle is ending and a cycle is beginning. And the best way to get through this like void state kind of a thing, like while things are falling away and while the news coming in, is that you have to stay focused on those passions. You have to let your heart lead you through. Your logical mind's not really going to help you a lot in this because it's not going to entirely make sense to the logical mind. So that's what Spirit has to say. And at the bottom of the deck, we have the Eight of Wands. So with that, yeah, expect good incoming messages, just good fortune, but definitely like more with like communication and opportunities though, than anything with that. And the reading's about 15 minutes. That seems like a good place to stop. I really enjoyed this, and I look forward to tomorrow, next time's reading. like I said, I just try to do the days that I feel I have time off more than anything, which just happened to be on a Thursday this week. So, anyways, let me know what you think of this down in the comments. Take care. Love you all. Bye.